All right, ladies and gentlemen, we go from the bravest to the finest, and this next presenter is a gentleman that I was honored to have on my Newsmax TV show not that long ago. He was going around the city and holding pro-police rallies, and in this current climate of made-up, hands-up, don't shoot scenarios, I don't have to tell you how important that is in this climate of cops getting shot and attacked all over this country. I don't have to tell you how important that is. So let me introduce to you Joe Concannon. He's a former NYPD captain and vice president of the Queens Village Republican Club. And those rallies will support your local police, and as I said, they were held throughout the city. And Joe will now present the New York's Finest Award to the 4 police officers in that hatchet, who were involved in that hatchet attack that we all heard so much about, and along with our firefighter honoree, true heroes, and I'm honored to be here.
Well, good evening, and before I start my remarks, I will say this to you, Bill. It's not just a job, all right? It's a passion, it's a career. It's something that every firefighter and every police officer throughout this city, it's in their blood, all right? And we do care about you. We care about the men in our firehouses, and we'll never forget the 343 we lost, and many afterwards. We support public safety. We support our police. You've heard this from me, from every borough in the city of New York, and we proudly do it, and we will continue to do it for many, many days to come. We hope that you'll join us on May 13th when we present our vigil throughout the city of New York, which will be a reflection of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund on their vigil on the 13th of May. We hope to be staging rallies and press conferences in each one of the boroughs that night and have a reflective blue candle, a small IED light, or LED light, excuse me, LED light, which will reflect that blue light, which is part of what most of the public knows the police department to stand for. We're here today to acknowledge 4 heroes from the NYPD. These gentlemen are sitting up here. They never bargained for any of this. They never wanted the attention in the very first place, but we are proud as hell that they're here with us tonight. As was stated, I am a retired captain from NYPD. I spent 23 years with the department. I spent another 13 with the FBI's InfraGard program, protecting this nation's most critical infrastructure across this nation. And I highly, highly regard the men and women in uniform, those first responders that answer the call. You know, they make house visits every single day of the week. We are here to underscore our belief in law and order, which is the very fabric that binds us together and makes us a noble and civilized society. Listen carefully now. I'm going to put 2 different hats on. One of a police dispatcher and one of a radio car. So listen carefully. I tend to go through these fast. As Bill says, we get a little nervous when we get up here. So just hang with me here and listen to what's going on. 109 Adam, 109 Adam, 109 Adam, are you on the air? 109 Adam. 9 Adam to Central, 9 Adam, see the female caller at 1415 157th Street in Whitestone. Caller states her husband is no longer breathing and needs the police. 10-4 Central, advise the sergeant in the 109 squad to respond. Adam, the deceased is the former chairman of the Queens County Republican Party, a loyal, honorable, hardworking, professional accountant who gave back to this community many dozens and dozens of years. Adam, please send our condolences and advise the caller. We are grateful, a grateful people, for his years of service. 9 Adam to Central. Go ahead, Adam. 10-4 Central will handle with care. That's our first scenario. Our second scenario. 100 David. 100 David. 100 David on the air. 100 David's on the air, Central. We're currently doing a transport to Central booking Queens. Show us out of service. Okay, David. 100 Henry on the air. 100 Henry Central on the air. 100 Henry, we'd like you to respond to 175 Ocean Avenue in Breezy Point, New York. The Queens County Republican Party has given recent birth to a new county chairman. 100 Henry. 100 Henry, see the chairman and stand with him as a pillar of integrity, an example of bravery, and a model for citizens for the world over to give example to. 100 Henry, shake the hand of the new chairman, watch over him, watch over his family and his associates. Henry advised the chairman, the news is welcome and that the people of the borough of Queens hold its arms open wide, that this title comes with the trust of the people of the county of Queens. Wish all at home good fortune. 10-4 Central will handle with care. Police Officer Kenneth Healy, would you raise your hand? Police Officer Joseph Meeker, would you raise your hand? Police Officer Peter Rivera, would you raise your hand? And Police Officer Taylor Crabb. Thank you, gentlemen. It's an honor to be with you tonight. And thank you for your service to the community and for the police department of the city of New York. We have one more scenario to throw you through. And this is but just a glimpse of what happened on October 23rd, 2014. It starts with this. Beep, 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 beep. Units in the confines of the 103rd Precinct, we have over the air, and over the air 1013. 1013, police officer needs assistance. All units, 1013 over the air, 160th Street and Jamaica Avenue. Calls coming in, one officer down, blood all over, cop isn't moving. Beep, 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 beep. 1013, 1013, units responding, acknowledge. 3 Sergeant Central, we're responding. 3 Adam, we're going. Charlie, going. David, going. Nora, we're going. 3 Special Operations, we're going too. Beep, 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 beep. Units now getting shots fired. Shots fired at the location of the 1013, 160th Street and Jamaica Avenue. Use caution, uniformed personnel on the scene said to be down. Duty Captain of Central, show me responding. I'm calling a level 1 mobilization into the 103 Station House parking lot. ESU Central, responding. 103 squads en route. 103 Central, CO. En route, keep me informed, Central. Aviation 1 to Central. We are at Jamaica Bay. Airborne will be 84 in 3 minutes. That's the helicopter in the air. 103 Sergeant confirmed. 1 officer down, not conscious. Another seriously injured, getting ready to move to Jamaica Hospital. Citywide to Central. Go ahead, Citywide. CO, Highway 3. Secure the hospital route. We have injured officers on their way in. Notify the emergency room. Queens North, Borough Commander to Central. Borough Commander, go ahead. Have the Queens North Task Force secure the hospital exterior and interior perimeter. Queens South Task Force to backfill into the 103 Precinct. Car 1 to Central, that's the police commissioner. Status of the officers. Car 3 to Central, Department of Public Information, responding to the hospital. Chief of Department to Central, show me 1084 at the scene. He's present. This radio exchange goes on for some time, but you can rest assured these officers were never alone, and these officers will never be alone. I can tell you from firsthand knowledge, police officers rarely get to meet you because they only meet people with problems. You call 911 and I have a problem. Humanity rains down upon the NYPD and every other law enforcement agency in this nation with its problems. These young guys, they had no idea what was going to go on that night. And they don't know what's going to happen to the rest of their careers, and neither do any of us here in this room. But you know what? It's not just a job. It's a passion. And they go after it the best they can. And life throws its circumstances at them, and it comes at them at a furious, furious rate of speed. They get seconds to react to everything that goes on in front of them. Mere seconds. And then we, an observant public, we like to pull it apart. Some people like to take an 8-second video and slow-mo it and pull that apart. I'm not sitting here saying that every single cop that comes into the city of New York is with clean hands, but I can tell you 99.9% of them, they're doing the right thing every morning, noon, and night here in the city of New York. Tonight we provide that opportunity to these men, and we hope that they take it back, this positive experience, to their peers, and note that this Republican Party has its back. That the citizens and the residents of New York City, by and large, also have their backs. Out of a number of tragic incidents and dangerous and what I would call irresponsible political rhetoric at the federal, state, and local level, I created something called Square Deal Committee, Inc. It is a 501c4 in formation. And out of the Square Deal Committee, what we did was we brought rise to something called Support Your Local Police Rally and Press Conferences. And I can tell you folks, we have been those panhandlers and those peddlers on the corners of the streets of New York City and every single borough, getting the message out to men and women coming up through the transit system, going in through the courthouses, staging their locations at Queensborough Hall, Brooklyn Hall, and at the ferry in Staten Island. We've been to all and every one of them, and we will continue to do so until the rhetoric, the dangerous rhetoric coming out of our mayor, our governor, and our president changes. We have a young police officer. His name is Peter Leung. Many in the Chinese community call it scapegoating. Thank you. I do get a little passionate and annoyed about this. Young Peter is also a rookie police officer, a probationary police officer. And to say that Peter is going to get fired, I hope it never happens, but I'd be lying to you to say it didn't. In the pink houses, he was climbing the stairwells. His gun went off. It unfortunately took the life of a man a floor or so below in a ricochet shot. He never knew what happened. Neither did Peter. The district attorney's office in Brooklyn now is leveling, I think, 6 or 7 felony counts against him. All right, he too is fighting for his life. He's fighting for freedom. And the DA calls it an accidental shooting and is questioning a police officer in seconds of what happened. We need to think long. We need to think hard. These police officers need our support, and not just when it's a nice sunny day out and we feel like going for a walk and maybe waving to a radio car team going down the road. We need to have their backs when it matters. And let me tell you folks, it's never mattered more than it has today. Jim? Yeah, I'm ready. It is my distinct honor and privilege as a retired captain from the NYPD, as a vice president of the Queens Village Republican Club, and as a former political candidate, to present to Peter Rivera the New York Finest Award. Pete. Police Officer Taylor Kraft. Police Officer Joseph Meeker. And finally, to Police Officer Kenneth Healy. Ken, come on up here. Raise yourselves right next to me. These officers, all from the 103rd Precinct, all on that October night, all survived that hatchet attack. If our mayor doesn't understand what professionalism and pride is in the NYPD, then he ought to take a look at this photo op right now, because it's right here.